Hi all, today we have an exciting interview with the ASTQ president, Andrew Pollner. Andrew, how are you doing?
Doing very well. Thanks for having me.
How will or how does AI affect test automation in particular?
That is a great question. There's really so many dimensions to that question. So it's kind of like, where do we start with that? I can break it up into, kind of two halves, right? One half is like testing applications that have AI built into them versus kind of using AI to help you test. Hey, guess what? ISTQB and by extension ASTQB has two syllabi on test on I'm sorry on AI. One of them is specifically about teaching you the grounding concepts of AI and a little bit about using it for testing, but mostly about how to test systems that have AI. And we've actually just recently introduced a brand new body of knowledge, syllabus on using generative AI for testing. Now, I know the question is around that and automation, but it is important to note that when you use some of these tools, AI code generators, they are essentially developing automated tests for you. So they are automating the process of testing. So what you're finding is that there's tools out there now that can actually help the tester generate automated test cases. But if you look, if you kind of shift left, they can also help you define requirements and develop test cases. So it's quite a good aid. It really helps you out in a number of ways for what you're doing in testing. Now, question is, did you hear about the AI code generation tool that ended up overwriting all of the code? I mean, you're hearing stories all the time, or the one that ended up deleting a database. You're hearing these stories more frequently now that people are starting to use these things more. So my big concern, quite honestly, is that if you, as a tester, don't really know what automation is, what it does, how it works, how it should work, how to leverage it, if you don't know any of that and you just rely on code generation for your tests, how do you know if those tests are the right tests, are good tests, are complete tests? You don't know, right? So it's really important for people that are in the field, that are getting in the field, that really want to do this, that want to use AI. It's really important to know what it is that you need to be doing so you can do some checks and make sure that your database wasn't, overwritten, or that your file folders didn't just disappear and that the bot told you that everything's still there when it really isn't. Now, obviously, there's a lot of good that they do, and we need to recognize that, and that's fine as well. But because it's an automated means, you do need someone, a human, that can actually be the ultimate arbiter of whether or not what that AI engine did was useful and valuable and complete, or maybe you need to prompt it a little more effectively so that it actually gives you what you need. So I kind of think about this similarly to like the beginnings of test automation, where people would have an automated tool that they'd hit record and it would record a script, and then all of a sudden they'd replay that script and oh, that was great, except when something changed on your screen, on your UI, and you tried rerunning that script and hey, guess what, it didn't run anymore, and now all of a sudden you have to be debugging and understanding why didn't it rerun, and how do I fix this? And that was kind of the beginnings of test automation, the kind of struggles and problems that people found. Some of those still exist, but a lot of that's been kind of addressed in one way or another. I think what we're finding with AI is that you need to kind of have that same mentality of, making sure that you understand what the tool generated for you. Was it the right thing? And just like you would, as a senior person, you would teach a junior person what the right thing to do is, or just how we have more advanced certifications at ISTQB that teach you more advanced techniques to be more effective at testing, to get greater coverage in testing. We really need to be thinking about the AI engines as well in terms of doing that. In terms of testing applications that have AI built into them, that's a very complex process. There's a number of different techniques, sample-based techniques. There's techniques using statistical algorithms and other techniques that can get quite complex to validate the actual models that are used, that application was built off of. It really can get very complex, and unfortunately, there's no easy answers for that. But the long and short of it is that AI as a tool is just another tool for the testers' war chest of tools. It can really help them, but it's not a shortcut to kind of really understanding the essentials of automated testing, automated frameworks, the kind of data that you need for testing, risk-based testing, where are the high risk areas that you want to get to first. All those things. If you have a prompt for every single one of those things and your AI engine can develop the appropriate tests, that's great. But you need to know what it is that you're prompting for to kind of get the right answer. So I may have repeated that several times here, but it really is an important point, and I think that people will see the value of using AI for testing when they actually do that more thoroughly.
I think that your insight into AI being a test tool rather than replacing testers will be very reassuring to people that are nervous that AI is going to take their jobs and things of that nature.
Yeah, no, I would agree. This is just a very short discussion conversation that we're having on the topic. AI is changing, daily, weekly, monthly. So we don't even know from, 1 month to the next, are the tests that I'm generating the same tests that I really felt were the right tests a month ago, or is it going kind of in a different direction? Those are things that we need to be thinking about and verifying, right? As testers, we have to verify what we're producing to make sure that it's going to be effective for our ultimate goal of validating the software under test.